General Mills presents June and Stu Irwin in Trouble with Father.
Fullback Bobby is a boy of 9. He can really hit that line. He's a star because he knows he's got go power from Cheerios. He's got go power. There he goes. He's feeling his Cheerios. Cheerios. Cheerios.
Yes, Cheerios, the cereal that's shaped like a little letter O. No other cereal is like Cheerios, the only ready-to-eat cereal with this wonderful toasted oat flavor. A breakfast of Cheerios with milk, fruit, and buttered toast is all you need to give you go power. That's because Cheerios is made from energy-packed oats, made to give you the vitamins and minerals you need for healthy nerves, good red blood, strong teeth and bones. So give the whole family go power from Cheerios, the oat cereal that needs no cooking. Then you'll hear people say,
he's feeling his Cheerios.
Take a look at that sheet. Glee Club going to sing again. If I didn't know that our students were contributing material to our school paper, I'd say it was not being printed by high school students, but by kindergarten pupils. And I'm thinking seriously of suggesting to our Board of Trustees that they discontinue its publication.
Oh, I hope that doesn't happen, Mr. Selkirk. Journalism class needs the paper. It gives them practical experience. Besides, we mustn't lose sight of the fact that they aren't professionals. They're just youngsters trying to learn.
Well, the students of Westbrook High aren't professionals, nor of Bloomington either. Still, they are getting out a paper that's a credit to their schools. Not only the students are interested in it, but their parents as well.
I'd hate to see it discontinued, though.
Other school papers at least have to pay for themselves, but ours is too much of a burden. We cannot afford it.
We can't afford not to have it either. I think when the students realize that there's a possibility of not having a paper, they'll do something about it.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Irwin.
Good morning, Norman. Norman, I know you're doing as good a job as possible as editor of the paper.
Mr. Selkirk?
I don't blame him. The paper's pretty dull. As much as I hate to admit it, it's just a waste of printer's ink.
I'm not trying to alibi, Mr. Irwin, but I'm not getting cooperation. Last week when I asked for contributions, every reporter on the staff brought in the same story. The Glee Club is going to sing again.
That can't be considered very inspirational reporting. I don't suppose it would make any difference if we just forgot about the school paper.
Oh, we can't do that, sir. We've got good writing talent, I'm sure of it. But every student seems to leave it to the other fella to do the work. The result is we get nothing.
Maybe if you spoke to them individually, made them understand that if they didn't do something about it, we'd be one of the few high schools in the country without a paper.
Well, I'll speak to them, sir. I'm sure they wouldn't want that to happen.
We had a few potent editorials, some clever cartoons, and maybe a good breezy column, you know?
Yeah, a good breezy column would help more than anything. Westbrook High has one, so has Bloomington. Nothing is more interesting in a school paper than a good column. You know, good personal stuff. About the students. Maybe a little on the gossipy side.
I think a column's just what we need. Why don't you put a notice on the bulletin board? Everybody reads that.
Yeah, sure.
Is Charlie Smithers letting his butch haircut grow because he is that way about Hazel H? I see. I wonder if that's the way Winchell would say it.
You're either staying up late or you got up awful early.
What are you doing roaming around in the middle of the night? You're supposed to be in bed.
I got hungry, couldn't sleep. Got to thinking about something in the cupboard here.
Mind if we make it a twosome?
Nope, get the milk out of the icebox, Pop. I thought I heard someone typing.
Must have been termites. How do people hide things in an icebox?
Say, this is hot stuff. Well. Who's Charlie Campus, Pop?
Charlie Campus? Well, now,
I'm clean, Pop. Wasn't the termites I heard.
All right, so I was typing.
Say, Pop, I saw a notice on the bulletin board that the school wants a column for the paper. Maybe you could write one. Is that what you're doing?
Jackie, your father showed great journalistic tendencies when he was in college. In fact, I was known as the poor man's Brisbane.
No kidding.
Did you ever hear of college humor? No, you wouldn't. That was before your time. Well, I wrote lots of stuff for it.
Gosh.
What I'm doing now must remain a secret between us. Not even your mother or Joyce should know.
I'd like to have a secret from Joyce. She never tells me anything. Treats me like a child. Suppose the school finds out you're writing it.
That they can't do. I'll let you help me if you'll keep your mouth shut.
I'll just open it to eat.
Good. I'll finish the column, and then you can take it to the editor of the paper. But you mustn't let them know where you got it.
What if they make me tell?
They can't. A newspaper man doesn't have to reveal the source of his information. You go ahead with the snack and get it fixed up, and I'll go on with my columning here.
So that's where you keep your evidence.
Safe in there. We never use this thing unless we cook a turkey.
You know, Pop, people spend a whole nickel on a newspaper, and you just sit down and write one.
Smart, huh? Come in.
Good morning, Mr. Irwin.
Good morning, Norman.
Say, the student sure came through when I told him that the paper might be discontinued.
I'm very glad to hear that.
I got a couple of great editorials, and your idea about posting a notice for a column sure paid off. I just got this.
Let me see it. Campus Chatter by Charlie Campus.
It's pretty hot stuff, Mr. Irwin. Maybe you won't like it. I wasn't sure if we should use that item. That is, if you approve of the column at all.
Which one?
The reference to you as Snookums Irwin.
Oh, is that what the students call me?
Well, not everyone. I have heard you called the Brain.
The Brain? No, I never heard that one. I think it's flattering that the students like me well enough to give me a nickname.
You do?
This Charlie Campus certainly gets around. He mentions a lot of names.
The more names you put in print, the more readers you get.
I see your point, and it's well taken. I like this, Norman. I think it makes very interesting reading.
Gets better, Mr. Irwin. Charlie doesn't miss anyone. It's all good-natured fun. But he does use the harpoon once in a while.
I see he used one on my daughter Joyce.
Only a little one.
Oh, I see no reason why my family should be slighted. Who is this Charlie Campus? Of course, that isn't his real name.
I haven't the slightest idea. Jackie brought that to me.
Jackie?
She wouldn't tell me who gave it to her.
Well, she'll tell me. Norman, I think we should use it.
Good. There are only a few changes I'd like to make. I'll have to rephrase some of the sentences to make it appear professional.
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, there's your father now.
Hello, honey.
What kept you so late, dear?
I waited till the school paper came off the press.
Hi, Pop.
Hi, partner.
Oh, I'll get it.
How'd it come out?
Looks pretty good to me. Of course, Norman did a bit of rephrasing. Hello, Joyce.
Hello, Bill.
Bill,
Oh, hi, Dad.
if you'd concentrate a little more on your homework, you'd get better grades.
Yes, Dad.
It's for you, dear.
Huh? Oh.
Hot off the press, the school paper.
Take that thing away from me.
There's a new column in it, and I think Bill's name was mentioned.
Hello? Oh, hello, Mr. Selkirk. Yes, I read it. Huh? Whoever wrote it knows you very well. No, the writer's identity is unknown.
Did Joyce Irwin give Bill Dudley the well-known ozone or vice versa? Bill was seen on 3 consecutive afternoons with Mary Billings in Joe's ice cream parlor. They were splitting banana splits. Well, what do you think about that? The least he could have done was to give her a whole one. Bill's a cheapskate. He is not. I'm going to find out what this is all about right now.
Where are you going? It's almost time for dinner.
Mother, I'm not hungry.
I'll try and find out. Now, goodbye, Mr. Selkirk.
What's the matter with your sister?
She doesn't like banana splits. Read all about it.
I guess that takes care of Bill, huh?
Snookums Irwin has been investigating the rumpus in the locker room. Look out for fireworks. Snookums?
Yes, dear.
You know the students call you that?
If it's in the paper, he does.
Naturally, I read it.
And you don't mind?
Well, it shows they feel friendly toward me.
Well, I don't think it's very dignified.
Snookums. I kind of like it.
Why, hello, Joyce. Why so formal?
Is Mary home, Mrs. Billings?
Well, yes. Come on in. Mary! Oh, Mary!
Yes, Mother.
Joyce is here.
Be right there.
How's your mother and father and Jackie?
Just fine, thank you. Hello, Joyce. You caught me in the middle of washing my hair. I'd like to speak to Mary alone, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Step into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. I want to talk to you, woman to woman. How else? What's this I hear about you and Bill? Which Bill? You know who I mean, Bill Dudley. There's nothing you could have heard about me. I hardly know the man. You've been seeing him behind my back. I know all about the banana splits. Where did you get your information? It was in the school paper. It isn't true. What isn't? They weren't banana splits. They were Lover's Delights. Then you are trying to take him away from me. I wouldn't try to take Roy Hodges away from you. So that's what's bothering you, Roy. I'm not interested in him anymore, and don't change the subject. You bought Bill that Lover's Delight. He told me he'd never spend money on another woman, and I believed him. I wouldn't buy Bill poison. Why, you're not only a crude person, Mary Billings, you're vicious. Don't you ever speak to me again. That's just the way I feel about you. Get out of my house. I'd be glad to.
Joyce, will you please tell me what this is all about?
I've just been thrown out of your house. Don't try to stop her. She insulted me.
Mary, you shouldn't have arguments with Joyce. June's one of my best friends.
Well, don't you realize what this might mean with my friendship with Stu?
Well, it isn't my fault if she's jealous of me. Roy Hodges invited me to go with him to the junior prom, and Joyce resented it.
But I thought she had eyes only for Bill.
So she says, but I have reason not to believe it.
Roy Hodges. Is that the department store Hodges?
Yes, Dad.
Well, I don't blame you for being mad. I'd like to meet that lad myself, get better acquainted. Might introduce me to his father. Sure put me in solid with Mr. Bullock if I could sell him our line of hardware.
I'm not going to the prom with him.
You're not?
Well, Mary, you can't do this to me.
He called the date off.
I won't permit it. Can't you see what it'll mean to me?
I tell you, George, I don't know how Charlie Campus found out why you were cutting classes, but I'm certainly glad to get the information.
This was a peaceful community until Charlie Campus reared his ugly head.
Maybe it's what we needed around here. Oh, there's another one. Hello? Yes, I read it.
There's someone to see you, dear.
If it's true, there's nothing I can do about it.
Bill Dudley, what are you doing here?
Well, I want to see you, Joyce.
Well, I don't want to see you.
Joyce, that's no way to talk to Bill.
He's a two-timer, Mom.
Jackie!
Well, Jackie's right, Mrs. Irwin. I'm what she said. I don't know what I was thinking of. It was just a weak moment or two.
What did you do?
He's been running around with Mary Billings.
Oh.
He bought Mary a Lover's Delight.
Well, I didn't exactly buy it, Mrs. Irwin. You see, I borrowed $1 from Mary a couple of weeks ago, and she said I could deduct the cost of the Lover's Delight from what I owed her. And I'm sorry, Joyce. I know I've been a fool, and Well, here.
I'm not interested.
Well, it's a banana split, and I paid for it myself.
No, thank you. I'll take it, and no use letting it go to waste.
Are you sure you don't want it?
Positively.
Then there's nothing more I can say. It's nice to have seen you, Mrs. Irwin.
Thank you, Bill.
Hello, Bill.
Goodbye, Mr. Irwin.
All right, goodbye. It seems that everybody is reading Charlie Campus.
Well, that's a change anyway. Nobody ever looked at the paper before.
What's the matter with Bill? He went by so fast, I thought it was astigmatism.
I don't want to see Joyce unhappy, but she's been wasting too much time on Bill. Maybe Mr. Campus did us a big favor.
That's what I thought.
We'll return to the Irwins in just a moment.
Dickie, are you in the kitchen? Mustn't touch the cake I just baked.
Well, Mother, after all, no one really can resist a rich, moist cake made with a Betty Crocker cake mix. It's got that special homemade goodness, just begging to be eaten. Boy, I'd grab a slice of it, too. It's just as fluffy and moist as the cakes Betty Crocker and her staff make. In fact, Betty Crocker white cake mix is a favorite Betty Crocker recipe, already measured and blended. It contains famous soft as silk cake flour and premium cake shortening. All you have to do is add water and fresh eggs, and you get a fine, snowy white cake. A great big cake, too. In fact, 9 out of 10 homemakers in recent tests said Betty Crocker cake mixes with fresh eggs gave them bigger, taller cakes than the other cake mixes they tested. Betty Crocker cake mixes give you a full 1.25 pounds of cake mix. That's more than any other nationally sold cake mix. And remember, those fresh eggs added to Betty Crocker cake mixes help give that special homemade goodness. Try Betty Crocker cake mixes and always make big, moist, fresh egg cakes. And now, back to the Irwins.
Sorry you don't want any, Joyce. Maybe I'll take a taste. Just a little taste.
Where's your father?
In the living room.
Stu, we've been friends for a long time. I'm surprised you'd do a thing like this to me.
What are you talking about, Fred?
Well, my home has never been too peaceful. Now it's impossible.
What has Stu done?
It's this paper. This article is vindictive.
Oh, no doubt you're referring to that little squib about Mary and Bill.
Little squib, he calls it. It'll probably change the entire course of Mary's life, and mine, too.
Oh, well, when you're willing to talk sense, I'll listen, but...
Stu, Mary doesn't give a hoot about Bill. She just thought it would be fun to make Joyce miserable, that's all.
Oh, is that all?
Well, she's really interested in Roy Hodges.
Oh?
So am I. I have a little business deal I'd like to put over with his father. I figured Roy would help. Now it's all off.
Stu, how could you do a thing like this to Fred?
It can't be as important as he says.
It's even more important than that. Stu, there's only one way you can regain my friendship. Get this Charlie Campus, whoever he is, to retract this item. You can say it was a typographical error or something.
I can't do that.
Then I'll take our ad out of the paper.
Oh.
But Fred, it's the only ad the paper has.
Yes.
Is it a deal?
No.
I'd like to meet this Charlie Campus. I wouldn't be surprised if he saw more than he wrote about.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Don't you know who it is?
Well,
How did the column get in the paper?
Oh, it was probably brought or sent in to the editor.
Oh, well, I'll speak to Norman. He'll tell me who it is.
Stu, you have a visitor.
Norman!
Well, we were just talking about you.
Remember, you don't know a thing.
My mind's a blank.
Who's Charlie Campus?
I want to meet him.
Everybody's asking the same question, Mr. Irwin. We got a Winchell all our own.
Well, who is it?
I've been sort of curious myself.
Well, I don't know.
You don't know?
But you must know. Dad said that the column was delivered to you.
Well, I thought you were going to ask Jackie, Mr. Irwin. That's why I came over to find out myself.
Why, Jackie?
Oh, she handed it in.
Well, now we're getting someplace. Tell Uncle Freddie where you got it.
I'm not supposed to tell. You'll tell me, won't you, Jackie? Pop, isn't there some kind of rule that a newspaperman doesn't have to reveal the source of his information?
That's the tradition of the newspaper business.
I stand pat on the tradition.
Did the chocolate flavor help? Who is it?
I still can't remember. I tell you, my mind's a blank.
3 sodas and you can't remember? Jackie, I gotta find out who started all this. I'll beat him to a pulp.
Maybe it's just as well you don't know. You'd make a pretty good pulp yourself.
You're a gold digger, that's what you are. If this campus guy writes any more about who's to buy what for whom, I might as well close shop.
You're getting a lot of free advertising, Joe.
Anything that's free is no good, I always say.
Well, hello, Jackie.
Hello. Oh, it's you.
I was about to have a soda. Will you join me?
Don't care if I do. Fill her up, Joe.
Don't you think you've had enough?
How many's that?
Let's see, Mr. Selkirk bought you 1, Bill 3, your teacher 2, myself 2. That makes 8.
Make it a short one, Joe.
I'll have a banana split. No, make it a strawberry soda. I suppose all those people have been trying to bribe you.
So far, all they've done is fill me full of ice cream sodas. Want to cancel the order?
Of course not. I feel this way. If you want to tell me who Charlie Campus is, fine. If you don't...
I hate to mix business with pleasure.
So here you are, Jackie. I've been looking all over for you.
Mary's buying me a soda.
Well, it's been so long since I've bought you anything, I was thinking of buying you 2 sodas. After all, you are my sister, the only sister I have.
Well, since you put it that way, I can't refuse. But I have 1 to work on first. I'll take 2 more. Mix the flavors. Joyce is buying.
What are you trying to do, set a world's record?
I haven't really started yet.
Make mine a hot fudge, Joe. You wouldn't tell Mary and not tell me, would you?
No.
I've got to know, Jackie. Look, I come in here every day after school. Well, I eat lunch here, too. You don't need strangers to buy you sodas. You're trying to influence her, that's what. I don't have to. Do you think for 1 minute that my sister would be a traitor?
Oh.
Jackie.
Oh. Oh.
Jackie, what's the matter?
I don't feel so good.
There's only one place for you, home in bed.
Oh.
How are you feeling now, Jackie?
Better than I did this afternoon. Guess I just can't stand so much popularity.
May I come in?
Oh, of course, Mr. Billings.
Oh, I heard you weren't feeling well, Jackie. I thought I'd drop over.
I'm still sticking with my tradition.
Well, surely you don't think I came over here just to get you to tell me who Charlie Campus is?
Yes.
Well, what a suspicious little nature you have. It's just that I'm very fond of you, Jackie. I thought I'd bring you something. Some ice cream.
Oh!
What did I say?
Please, please.
You should have known better.
Well, what did I say?
Ice cream, that's what put her in bed. Please, please.
Fred, you're wanted on the phone.
Thanks. Here, you take this, Joyce.
Oh, don't give Jackie any more ice cream.
Take it away! Take it away!
Stu, I don't believe anybody gave Jackie that column. I think she wrote it herself.
Oh, don't be silly. It couldn't have been written by a child.
Well, I'm not so sure.
Huh?
Stu, I've just got to get Mary and Roy Hodges together. I know this prom is very important to her, but she'll live through the disappointment of it. What I'm concerned about is that department store account. I'm sure I could land it with Roy's help.
You better get on the phone. It's your boss.
Hello, Mr. Bullock. Yes? Yes, I know the circulation's increasing, but I don't approve of that column they're running. Oh, you like it? I see. Goodwill. Yes. Oh, no, we won't have any trouble getting them to give us the whole back page. Goodbye.
Well, well, Roy Hodges, this is a surprise.
Is Joyce home, Mr. Irwin?
Yes, I'll call her. Joyce. Oh, Joyce.
Yes, Dad.
She'll be right down.
I came to see you, too, Mr. Irwin. It's about the school paper. My father read it, and he has an idea for an advertising campaign, tying it up with Charlie Campus. Dad'd like to take the back page.
Oh?
Thinks it'd be a wonderful way to create goodwill.
I think it can be arranged.
Hello, Roy.
Hi, Joyce.
Oh, Stu.
Oh, yes, excuse me. Yes?
I was just thinking, maybe I'll put the ad back in the paper. This time, take the whole back page.
Why?
Well, because you're a friend of mine. I want to help the cause along.
Oh.
Of course, you'll have to print a retraction of that squib about Mary and the Hodges boy. I've got to get that department store account.
I take it you've never met the Hodges boy.
No, I never have.
Well, I want you to meet Mary's father, Mr. Billings, Roy Hodges.
Nice to know you, Mr. Billings.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Hodges.
Roy's father wants to take the back page, too.
But he can't do that. My boss will get sore at me.
Oh, I thought you just wanted to help the cause along.
Well, it was really my cause, Stu.
Oh.
Mr. Bullock just gave me orders about that ad. You can't refuse to take it.
But Mr. Irwin promised it to me.
Oh.
Dad got quite a kick out of your Charlie Campus, Mr. Irwin.
Oh?
He feels that whoever he is, his identity should remain a secret.
So do I.
Otherwise, the campaign he has in mind would be of no value.
I quite agree with your father.
Stu, can't we talk this over?
Stu!
Excuse me for the moment, won't you? Yeah.
Shall we go in and sit down?
Swell.
Did you call me, dear?
Yes. I was going to surprise you and roast a turkey, but I got a surprise.
Oh, quick, put that thing away.
But this is another column by that Charlie Campus.
I thought this would be a good place to hide it.
Then you're Charlie Campus.
Not so loud. I don't want anyone to know.
Don't worry, I'll keep your secret. Well, Stu, maybe you'll see things my way now.
What's he talking about?
It's very simple, dear. Mr. Hodges and Fred want the same advertising space in the school paper. And seeing that Fred is one of my oldest and dearest friends, I've decided to let him have the space he wants. I guess Mr. Hodges won't mind the inside page.
Mother! Roy just asked me to go to the prom with him.
How nice.
Look, you, that wouldn't be fair to Bill. Bill is a wonderful boy, Joyce, and I'm sure he's been looking forward to taking you to the prom.
But I thought you didn't like Bill.
Why, I love him like a son. Another thought just struck me, Roy. Mary is going to be broken-hearted unless you take her.
But I thought you didn't want to see me anymore.
Whatever gave you that idea? She told me she was crazy about you.
She did? Oh, that's wonderful.
I know you and Mary will have a lovely time at the prom, Roy.
Gosh, Joyce, you're swell.
You know, Roy, I think our family should get acquainted.
Well, Dad's been wanting to meet you.
Oh, really?
Sure he has.
Well.
Stu, will you please tell me what's going on around here?
Read Charlie Campus and learn all about it in the Hamiltonian.
Man, what wonderful spice cake this is.
It is wonderful. And it's something brand new. I made it with a new Betty Crocker Honey Spice Cake Mix. It's such a big, fine-textured cake that looks and tastes homemade. So simple to make. And oh, that heavenly, warm, spicy aroma when it's fresh from the oven. It's a favorite Betty Crocker recipe, all measured and mixed. Made with soft-to-silk cake flour, special cake shortening, and spices with plenty of zing. A full pound and a quarter of cake mix. That's more than any other nationally sold cake mix. Then you add the final touch, the eggs. Betty Crocker knows fresh eggs give that special homemade goodness. Here's what to look for at your grocer's. The new Betty Crocker Honey Spice Cake Mix. Try the new Betty Crocker Honey Spice Cake Mix today.
Be with us again next week when General Mills presents June and Stu Irwin in Trouble with Father.
He's got gold power. There he goes. He's feeling his Cheerios. Cheerios.
Yes, Cheerios, the only ready-to-eat cereal with this wonderful toasted oat flavor. Cheerios is made from energy-packed oats, made to give you vitamins and minerals you need for healthy nerves, good red blood, sound teeth, and bones. Get your Go Power from a Cheerios breakfast tomorrow.
He's feeling his Cheerios.